What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over the brand new OTA. This has to be probably one of the biggest OTAs we've ever had, alongside the Galactus one. There are a lot of cards that are getting changed. I believe 8 in total. We have Yatu, Angela, Collector, Elsa, Sauron, Loki, Hellcow, and Spectrum changes. This one is pretty huge, and we're going to go and talk about why and what's going to become of some of these. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this video and let's see what's going to be of some of these changes. So the first one is going to be the Yatu change. Basically, I guess some people just weren't really happy. He's going to be going from a, I believe, 1-1 to the 1-2. The same basic description. He's going to basically be seeing the right location, helping you kind of on before that turn 3 to prep for that location. But he's going to be going from a 1-1 to a 1-2. I guess some people weren't really happy with some of the fact that he got changed and he was getting, you know, cited by some other cards or overseen by some other cards. So he will be reverting to the 1-2 power, and that's cool. I mean, just gives him just a little bit of a buff. No sweat off their backs. You know, they kind of started to see some play, but now that he's kind of back into that mix, it's really helpful. Angela is going to get a slight new rework, just a bit of a text difference and change to her card. As of right now, she is a 2-0, and she has been one of the most prominent cards in the metagame. And every so often, she keeps getting revived into the metagame as things get, you know, changed. It's pretty interesting. She's going to be going, I believe, from a... She's going to be going from a 2-0 to a 2-2. So she's getting a power buff in the sense of her base power, but she no longer is going to get added 2 power to her card. She's now going to get +1 to her card. She is in basically every Loki deck for the last 2 seasons. She's been getting added to, you know, she's been in the Elsa decks, just giving her a substantial amount of power and just, you know, this power curve that just basically is so hard to handle. Very little things have been able to handle her aside from Shadow King and, you know, Shang-Chi. But it's basically doing a lot for you in the sense that you're getting these filled up lanes with cards like Elsa Bloodstone. You're, you know, kind of building these big power, you know, locations and still not giving up prio. That's kind of the big thing, is you're just using her to build up things like Jeff, things up like Kitty Pryde, getting her really powerful, and then just playing those Kitty Prydes or other cards in other lanes. So hopefully, now that she's only going to be gaining +1, this is going to help her kind of simmer down a little bit, so that you're not going to have these huge power cheats. And yeah. Next up, we've got Collector. Now, I do kind of want to go over Collector ahead of time, because Loki and Elsa are also getting changed in this basic OTA, but he's going to basically get reverted back to a 2-2. But it's the reason being is he's going to get back to a 2-2 in the hopes, because Loki and Elsa are also going to be getting changed. So that's kind of basically, they kind of want to keep him in that nice sweet spot of where he was after he got buffed, because for a while he wasn't getting played, and then he got a 2-2, and then Loki and Elsa Bloodstone for the last 2 seasons have kind of given him that, you know, power increase, only making him even better. At one point, Loki seasons, he was getting like in the 20 range for power. He's kind of been seeing a little less power change in the sense, you know, not as many Lokis have been getting played, and you know, now Elsa Bloodstone is kind of the card to have right now. So they're gonna try to revert him back to where he was. I think that's kind of the goal, in hopes that this is still going to be a good card to have around, but not the best card to have around. But with that being said, we're gonna be talking about Elsa Bloodstone. Elsa Bloodstone is an insane card. As of right now, she gives +3 to the cards that fill in that location. Like I said earlier with the Angela and with Loki, and with Collector and things like that, she's just giving cards like Jeff, Vision, that +3 to cards, like Nightcrawler, giving them such insane amounts of power. She's been kind of one of the meta game staples. The game right now kind of feels a little stale. I still enjoy the game. I just have personally been a little bit bored, just because you are kind of playing the same things a lot of the time, and a lot of people are just kind of using these power increases, and it's kind of hard to deal with, especially when you're doing things to Nightcrawler, Jeff, Vision, Silk. They're not in Shang-Chi range, and they're really hard to kind of Shadow King at times, just because they're just moving when they need to. And yeah, I mean, people are running Luke Cage right now, so you really can't do a whole lot against them, and you kind of have to run a rogue. It's just becoming such a problem. She is going to be getting changed to basically giving, I believe, 3 power to 2 power. So it's no longer going to be becoming she's basically just going to give 2 power now and not 3 power, not giving the entire squad an insane amount of power. So we'll see how that works out. But an interesting card, considering that it's only been out for about 2 to 3 weeks and it's already receiving a nerf. Sauron is going to be, I believe, getting a power nerf. He's going to be going from a 3-3 to a 3-2, which is pretty interesting. I know he's like in the most popular, easiest deck to play. Shuri decks are kind of getting nerfed here and there, left and right. I don't think they want to touch the Red Skull, but I guess because he's so popular, Sauron kind of doesn't really have that lower end. They kind of already do a lot for you in terms of giving you a lizard, giving you the Ebony Maw. They're getting rid of those abilities and allowing you to have these big power plays early on in the game, sometimes even later on with Shuri decks. He's just going to get a 1 power nerf. It's not the worst thing in the world. I don't necessarily feel like it's the worst change. I mean, I don't think it's really going to impact this deck a whole lot, but for the most part, it's definitely trying to move it in the right direction. Loki is now going to be going from a 3-5 to, I believe, a 4-5. He's going to be getting a power increase, making him a lot harder to play early on. People have been really wanting to have been very advocate for a change to him. He's still one of the top performing cards. And even though Mobius has been around, it doesn't seem like it's really changed him a whole lot. He's still one of the best decks. And with this, now that you're not able to play him so early, it's going to have a setup effect for you, so that you basically have to do something like Zabu or another card in general to basically get him out a little sooner. But the power cheat that he provides is kind of substantial. It's really hard to counter deck sometimes with Loki, because whatever counter card you have in your deck, typically Loki can just use your own counters and play your cards and your surprise factors really early on. And I do think that the cost increase to him is going to basically make him a lot more harder to pump out early, so that you get cheated out early. So this is the right step for him. I really think that the cost change to him going to 4 is going to be fantastic. Hellcow is going to be getting a power buff. This card is going to be going from a 4-6 to a 4-8. This is a pretty good stat. And the reason they are doing this is because I believe he just isn't seeing a whole lot of play. He is one of the, I guess, as they're saying, some of the weaker discard cards. And it is kind of true. There are so many discard cards right now in the metagame, and he is just kind of getting overlooked. He has kind of been for a while just not a card that people really play, especially if you're in like later pools. Early on pools 1, 2, 3 kind of area, he is seen and played a lot, because some of the other discard cards right now that are really meta breaking game cards are not, they're kind of overshadowing this card. But Hellcow is going to be getting a +2 increase to his power, in hopes that it's going to help revive the card and to see more, I guess, discard from him in general. And now we go to Spectrum. Spectrum is going to be getting a buff. She's going to be going from a 6'5" to a 6'7". I want to say I called this out months and months ago, that this card would see either a power increase or she would receive a, I believe, increase to her +2. I was an advocate for her to get +3 to ongoing, but she's going to be getting a +2 to her power instead, in hopes that this card sees more time in the spotlight. I kind of knew that they were going to probably do this near the Marvel movie. I've seen a kind of trend over time where when a new movie or TV show come out, it usually hints around their kind of things. I don't know for sure if that's just intentional or if it's not intentional, but I definitely think it's really cool for future cards in the future to see what they're gonna have if we see cards in the spotlight caches that are being data mined. It'd be cool to see that, hey, these cards are essentially in the spotlight caches that are coming in the future. I wonder if they're going to be in the movie. That'd be really cool. I think that's a really cool thing to have a game go kind of intertwined, for little Easter eggs. But for the most part, she wasn't seeing a whole lot of play outside of pull 1s and 2 decks. After a while, she would kind of just get overshadowed, and I think they just want to really give her some time of day and see if they can make her better. With that being said, guys, this was the OTA. I hope this was really fun and informative. If you guys can, please don't forget to like, subscribe. I work really hard on these videos to have these guys out for you. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you made it this far, might as well just smash that like button and smash that subscribe and help your boy out. I work really hard on these videos, and yeah, want to say thank you though. It means a lot that you made it to this far. But all right, well, I'll catch you in the next one.